there's no room for your kids, my family said every holiday for years. Yet somehow, there was always space for my sister's twins and their dog. I stayed quiet, but this year I bought a penthouse in New York, and they said, "We're packing our things right now." My reply: my name is Michael. I'm 35, the older brother by 2 years. Divorced, 2 kids. Jonah's 9, Ava's 6. I work the front desk at a hotel in Midtown, which basically means I spend my days apologizing for broken elevators, calming bridesmaids at 2 a.m., and remembering to smile with my eyes when my face is too tired to join in. I know how to get gum out of carpet. I know the exact polite tone that gets an upgrade without starting a fight. People hand me their problems folded into polite questions, and I hand them answers that make them feel respected. That's the job.at home. I keep things simple. 2 bedrooms in Queens. Cereal lined up like soldiers. A laundry basket that's never truly empty. I share custody with my ex, Tasha. We text politely, trade jackets when a kid forgets theirs, and keep things steady. We're not friends, but we're good teammates where it counts, for the kids that I'm not charming like my sister. My mom calls me reliable, with the same tone she uses to praise a decent vacuum cleaner. My sister, Lily, has twins, Theo and Piper, both 5, and a golden doodle named Mocha who sheds like a snow globe in a storm. Lily is the glitter version of me, louder laughs, bigger plans, more sparkle. My mom calls her our star. My dad calls me steady, then hands me the heavy boxes. For years, every holiday came with the same soft sentence: there's no room for your kids. Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, the 4th of July, always a new reason, same result. The basement's full of donations. The guest room's set for the twins. Mocha needs a quiet space. Yet somehow, there was always room for Lily's twins and the dog. Mocha even got a stocking one year. My kids got porch hugs and a to-go plate. I swallowed it, because that's what I do. I called it logistics. We'll stop by early, I said, as if that was normal. I packed coloring books, kept the car warm, took driveway photos because the living room was already staged for someone else. I told myself next year would be different. But next year never showed up. Then this spring, something shifted. I got a promotion, nothing huge, but enough for a bonus and a chance to move closer to the hotel. I found a place that didn't feel real the first time I saw it. A top-floor duplex in a building that someone had finally loved back to life. People called it a penthouse. I called it sunlight. 2 balconies, a stretch of sky, room for bunk beds, and a table that doesn't wobble. I signed the lease on a Tuesday, ate Chinese takeout on the floor, and watched the city blink like it couldn't help itself. I sent a photo to the family chat. Mom replied with 20 exclamation points. Dad wrote, "Proud of you, son." Lily added, "OMG." Then she followed with, "We're packing our things right now." For a second, that old knot in my chest twisted, then loosened. I put my chopsticks down and typed back slowly. This isn't a hotel. We're not doing that. Because it didn't start with the apartment. It started with space that somehow was never meant for us. The first year I brought Jonah as a baby, Mom said, "Just stop by for hugs. There's chaos with the twins. You know how it is." When we arrived, 2 high chairs sat at the table with place cards, Theo and Piper. I bounced Jonah in the hallway near the coat closet while Lily laughed. "We totally forgot your little guy needs to sit too." Dad said, "We'll make do." And then Mocha jumped into his lap, and no one moved the dog. Christmas after that, Mom called a week before. "Full house, sweetheart. Come at 8 for coffee." Presents were at 10. We left at 9:30. Through the window, I could see the twins in matching pajamas under the tree. I told Jonah we'd do gifts at home. He was too little to know the difference. Excuses mutated over time. The basement's mid-Reno. Your kids don't sleep well in new places. The twins are on a strict routine. But the truth was simpler. The available room always pointed toward Lily. I tried to be okay with it. Conflict costs more than the feelings. Quiet is lighter to carry. So I told myself it wasn't personal. When Jonah asked, "Why can't we sleep at Grandma's?" I said, "We'll have our own fun," and pretended not to hear his cousins shouting inside while Mocha wore a scarf. It wasn't just space. It was money too. Always small things. Lily's texts were cheerful invoices. "Can you grab the twins' robotics kit? I'll pay you back Friday." $119 never came. The sitter canceled. "Can you cover the deposit for the backup?" $75. You're a lifesaver. Theo's inhaler copay is ridiculous. $62. Love you. Mom's version was gentler. Don't worry your sister right now. You know how kids are. Dad's version was older. Family helps. My version was staring at my bank app at midnight, renaming a spreadsheet Lily U, tracking every dollar until the list made me too angry to look at that AT work. I'm the person who makes space for others. Of course, we have room. Let me see what I can do. I comp upgrades out of thin air. I think I brought that same skill home. I rearranged myself until everyone fit, except me. It looked like kindness. It was erosion. The hardest moments were the smallest. Easter, Jonah handed Mom a dyed egg in a paper cup. She smiled and set it behind a lamp where no one would see. The twins made 12, she said, like that explained physics. Thanksgiving, Ava sat on the floor with her plate because there wasn't a seat. Dad laughed. She's young. Gravity works different at 6. Lily taped Mocha's gold paw print on the fridge and grinned when she caught me looking. And I said nothing. Because that's what I do. He's family. My mother said. Like that explained everything. I'd brought it up once before. Calm, logical, careful. We drive an hour, come early, leave before dinner. It's hard. Mom sighed. Oh, Michael, you're making everything heavy. Lily jumped in. Don't guilt trip me because your kids are high energy. They're children, I said. Exactly, she said, smiling like she'd just won something. That I tried setting small boundaries. Please ask before you use my Amazon. Please don't add my card to Instacart. Please don't send me Venmo requests with no explanation. Lily replied with thumbs up emojis, and then did all 3 within a week. Once I saw a delivery tip for an address that wasn't mine. She said, accident. It kept being an accident. Why didn't I blow up? Because blowing up would become the story, and I'd be the villain. My mother has this way of holding her breath that makes you feel like you broke something expensive. So I learned to make repairs before the break. That's why I didn't announce the new place. I let the contract close quietly, let the keys drop into my hand, and felt blood rush back into my face. I walked through the empty rooms, picturing my kids actually staying, sleeping, eating breakfast, leaving socks in places that annoy me. I touched the balcony rail and imagined telling Jonah, yes, we live here. I thought the word softly, mine. When I told them, I did it with a photo because I didn't trust my voice. And like photos always do, it started a story I didn't write. Lily texted, we're packing our things right now. Not a question. Not can we come see it? Or can we stay a weekend? Just a declaration wrapped in confetti. The old me would have started rearranging furniture in my head, making lists, washing sheets, setting out a dog bowl. The new me looked at my kids' future beds and saw no room for somebody else's permanent. Maybe I work at a hotel. I know how one night turns into, we'll find something next week. I've seen guests turn kindness into entitlement. I've watched people decide a space is theirs simply because they liked how it felt. There's one sentence that matters when you hold the keys. Here are the policies that I needed one for my life. So I typed it. This isn't a hotel. We're not doing that. For the first time in my family, I sounded like myself. The call came before my phone even hit the table. Haha. You're funny, Lily said. When should we bring the playpen? You shouldn't. Michael, we can use the second bedroom. The twins don't mind sharing. I'll put Mocha's bed by the balcony. He loves fresh air. There is no Mocha bed here. Silence. Then offense. You're serious? Yes. Michael, we're family. Exactly why I'm telling you the truth. She made that small sound, the one she uses when choosing which strategy to play. She picked pity. Our landlord's impossible. We just need a landing pad. A month, 2 max, I can host dinners, I said. Not households. You're punishing me for Mom's rules. This is about my home. Mom appeared on a 3-way call, like she'd been waiting behind a curtain. Michael. Hi, Mom. I'm hearing you're refusing to help. I'm setting a boundary, I said, calm, steady. The same tone I used to make drunk guests hand back their keys. Boundaries are trendy, she said, like they were boots. They're also real. You have space, she said, her voice all reason. We don't. It's simple math. It's my space, I said. That's the math. We've always made room for Lily's family. They have more moving parts. I have 2 moving parts, I said. They're called children. Your kids are loud at night, she said gently. The twins sleep like angels. Mocha barks at air, I said. We keep pretending that's adorable. Don't be cruel, she said, the word like a slap. I'm being clear. Dad joined late, voice half awake. What's all this? Your son bought a penthouse and doesn't want us in it, Mom said, turning martyrdom into a performance. It's an apartment, I said, and I don't want you living in it. Lily's voice sharpened. We helped you, Michael. How? I asked. Support, she said quickly. I almost let it go. Then it slipped out. I babysat twice last year. You owe me $1,200 since January. Receipts on request. Mom inhaled like I'd sworn in church. No one is shifting blame, she said, which in family code means you told the truth out loud. Lily pivoted fast. Fine. Not permanent. Just Thanksgiving. We'll host it at yours. It'll make up for everything. No, I said. Non-negotiable, Mom said, floating the words like balloons. It's entirely negotiable, I said. And I'm saying no. Because you want revenge for all the no-room years. I looked at the blank wall where a clock would go and pictured Jonah and Ava. Their backpacks, their laughter, the way they run into a new room like it owes them everything. This isn't revenge, I said. It's closure. It's boundaries. Dad tried his usual closer. Family helps. Family also respects, I said. Lily sighed dramatically. You're going to regret this. I'm going to assemble bunk beds, I said. Michael, Mom warned, her voice low. If you shut us out, don't expect us to show up when you need us. I thought about porch hugs, to-go plates, dog stockings. The years when show up meant a caption, not an action. I won't, I said. Then I ended the call. My hands shook the way they do after a difficult guest finally leaves the desk. My heart banged against my ribs like a bad checkout. I sat on the floor and let it all settle. Then I stood, picked up the hex key, and finished the bunk beds. Jonah's blue blanket went on top. Ava's unicorn pillow on the bottom. I took a photo and sent it to Tasha. She wrote, "Looks like a home." I wrote back, "It will be." The first week sounded like peace, like a chorus you finally recognize as your own. Guilt, threats, logistics, then guilt again. I kept my phone on silent and replied only when I had the energy. Mom, your grandmother asked why you're excluding family traditions, dummy. We're creating our own. Mom, you sound cold, dummy. I sound clear. Lily, can you store a few boxes till January? Me. No storage. Lily, we'll pay you, dummy. No, Dad. Your mother is upset, dummy. I know to AT work. I said yes all day. Yes to late checkouts. Yes to extra towels. Yes to smiles. Being generous there felt right. Coming home to a locked door and a kept promise felt like peace. When Lily's lease ended, she pushed harder. Just 2 nights while movers figure it out. I offered a hotel discount. She called me corporate, then showed up anyway, with a Peloton, 6 bins, and mocha in a bandana. The doorman called. Sir, a delivery insists it belongs to you. I went down. There she was, standing on boxes, pretending this was normal. Don't be dramatic, she said. You ignored me. I said. Because you're being unreasonable. It's not mine. I told the doorman. She called Mom on speaker. He's refusing to help. Michael, compromise, Mom said. 1 suitcase each for 2 nights, I said. That's the compromise. You brought a gym. They left angry. Anger's lighter than boxes. That weekend with Jonah and Ava, we did everything wrong and it was perfect. Pizza on the floor, cocoa too sweet, cartoons too long. Jonah asked, is this all ours? When you're here, I said. Even the sky? Ava asked, borrowed like a library book. Thanksgiving came with more texts. Mom, we'll bring the turkey, you just make space. Me? No, her. We already told the twins. Me. Tell them plans changed. Thanksgiving morning, the doorman called, a family with a dog and many pies. Downstairs stood Mom, Lily, and Mocha in boots. Surprise, Mom said. No, I said. We're not doing this. The kids will be crushed. I crouched. Saturday, park, hot chocolate. Deal. They nodded. Kids adjust faster than adults. Upstairs, we ate chicken instead of turkey. Jonah said the seltzer bubbles made it feel like a party. Ava spilled cranberry sauce and cried. It's a rug, I said. We clean rugs. We watched the parade on my phone and laughed. Mom's posts were all gratitude. Mine was peace. 1 pan in the sink, happy kids. December brought new traditions. Cookie exchange, Balcony carols, New Year's for the dog that I said no. You've changed, they said. The old Michael said yes and survived it. The new one said no and breathed. Tasha noticed. You look quiet in your face. I finally installed a lock on my life, I said. She high-fived me that I wrote our house rules. Bedtime is a promise that we eat together. We don't apologize for space. We don't host surprises, the kids added. We have fun. I kept it. A week before Christmas, Mom called softly. We got the twins a train set for Jonah. We'll stop by your place, I said. She said, we won't stay. I said, we'll see. We didn't. Christmas morning was calm. Pajamas, pancakes, oranges. We FaceTimed Grandma. Her house was chaos. Mom said, we wish you were here.